I'm serving it raw, I'm serving it raw. I'm serving it raw.
But what I learned to respect was, with putting just the Corleone on it, the other Young Bleed records are being a different section of the record store. With that C on it, I think Young Bleed, Corleone, you'll find that in the C section. You can find Young Bleed in the Y's. So it confuses the consumer. So I respect it at the end of the day. But it's not a percentage, just Young Bleed, Corleone, vintage. The only thing added is the Corleone. You know, like I'm saying, I'm presenting, but not a compilation, but just another Young Bleed album, but with my whole initial stage name on it, basically.
Got it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I wanted to know about that. I'm glad you cleared that one up.
Absolutely. And then, of course, it'll follow up with the Corleone family. You know what I mean? Was my personal family and clique, morphed and coming from the umbrella of the concentration camp. So it gave that an alley-oop. You know, me being the don of the clique, I wanted to present the family. So, you know, it gave me that stage to set the tone for the rest of the guys.
Okay. You know who's underrated as hell that I'm pretty sure is part of the Corleone family?
Yo.
Lucky Knuckles.
All right, that's my brother, man. I just released a single on him that everybody loving called Hustling. And we'll get to that later with this compilation I just did called Welcome to the Trap. It was the first single out. I put that out like in November, and they've been running ever since. But that's my only blood brother by the same father, same mother. But I tell him that all the time and try to get him the more, you know, he one of them boys and that type of thing. And I had the more benefits of the game. So until it benefit him, he got that 1 foot in the street type of thing. And still, you know, with me being the pivot, but he is as talented as me, if not more talented in a lot of places. So we working on some projects behind the scene, a Young Bleed, a Lucky Knuckles album, and a whole lot of stuff. You know, my brother done did more jail time than me, so he'll come home with raps that he got programmed in his head forever. And that was one of those raps when we get to Hustling that shouts out to my cousin Brent Dixon and Divided Souls that redid the Slick Rick's children's story and pitched that beat to me. But Lucky rapped it in my ears, and I was like, I got a beat for you. And we put that out, bro. And if you haven't had, I'm sure you have had a chance, but to the world that's listening, y'all pick up that Welcome to the Trap Hustling. Welcome to the Trap, Young Bleed's Welcome to the Trap compilation that features that Hustling on it. But yeah, he one of the greatest, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Look, the song that y'all killed that shit like all around. Yeah. And I play that motherfucker so much even now in this 2025. It's Bounce My Skate with you, Javon, and Lucky on that motherfucker.
Yeah, and Javon is another one of those vicious boys. But I appreciate that, man, coming from the soul on my brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's my shit right there. Now, what experiences with West Coast Mafia and Strange Lane Records? Because at one point in time, you had a record deal with Tech Nine as well.
Yes.
So how did that influence your growth in your career path?
It's really the same. Here again, for the first time, full circle for me, because coming back to California after those times, C-Bo, shouts out to Big Brother and the whole West Coast mob, reintroduced me to the West in California, bringing me back out there and making me a part of his establishment. And just on the same kind of mob ties and street ties alike, he recognized me from the penitentiary. I saw a magazine that my same cousin Brent Dixon would bring to me, and with him and Yuck and all of us as friends and family to this day. It's funny how things happen. And I was able to go through them the same way with Attention wasn't the label at the time, but Selecto Hits. And they put out a couple of records on me, the Once Upon a Time in America and the Rise Through the Ranks, you know what I mean, Volume 1. So that part reintroduced me to California, and then eventually in our time of deciding what we was gonna do next, Strange came along by way of one of the guys from Priority Records here again that became vice president over the Shouts Out to Dave One. So it's the same California circle for me that brought me back to life in that sense of the word.
Okay. And then now your seventh album, technically, was that supposed to be All American?
Well, I had like The Legend of Bleezy Rallo is 2 records that I never presented, and All American. So, you know, time change, spirit change. Eventually, you know, I'm a re-whip up that chemistry, and I release it eventually. But I always say like a 5-10 album template of what I'm finna do, you know, one after the other one. But you know, due to how the world changed and all that, I go by spirit, things have changed. So I end up, you know, here again, not putting out those records and then putting out a few other records to this day. But getting back to it, man, yeah, that's something to look forward to in the future.
Okay. Now, did you run into any, like, was there any difficulties that you encountered when you was trying to release and promote All American for why it was unreleased or why it didn't come out?
Well, really time and situation, production, and me moving around. I live in 41 states, at least a weekend. So just being stable enough to do those projects. So I start, and maybe the producers at the time, you know, we made an intertwine. Maybe we broke apart, the graphics guys, and different things like that. And just, you know, moving so many places. Then storages, I done lost material and different things like that. So just catching up with myself, basically, and more of that than just really having the differential. And like I said, a few tracks lost here and there for what I said is a template. So I just got to reinstate it and recreate it in that sense of the word. But, you know, basically that.
What you know about Young Lee?
What it is to know. Much as I can tell you.
So what you want to know? I mean, I got some stories, man. It don't stop. I would bleed.
He had this big infatuation with the music life. He always wanted to be a superstar.
He had this little group when he first started doing his music called Total Darkness.
Lee was one of the little youths that was up on the, you know what I'm saying, when we were doing the six-pack thing. Southside six-pack.
You know, all them my little niggas, they're a little younger than me, so I watched them niggas come up. They come up under me. So you know they had to be dogs coming up under me, bro. Hold on right here.
Do you have any idea why you were brought down here today?
Hey yo, one little life done. I got my game from the streets, so my way slice me one. And blowing dank to the beat, holding my heat, cause I'm knowing niggas are hating and showing while we blazing and blowing. I can see the crowd, they growing. See, I'm a seat now.
What are your top 5 favorite rappers that are alive? You was breaking.
Like I was breaking it down for you. I feel like it's like, you remember when Mike Tyson told Ali he was gonna get Larry Holmes back when he got old.
Yep.
According to Don King, you cannot compare the 70s to 2025, dog. Because we was just learning the ABCs and 1, 2, 3. And if you go back to hip hop, it wasn't an 808. LL was carnage because of his vocals. You see what I'm saying? And long for him, it wasn't no music. It was sound effects and scratches and cuts. So here again, I'm a June 6th baby, 1974. I'll be 51 years old coming this June, but I celebrated the 50 years of hip hop. I tell everybody I'm last year.